This is the Empty Stands Podcast.
And we're back. Hey guys, welcome to the Empty Stands Podcast. My name is Reward, as usual, your host. I'm here with my co-host today, Nkem. How's it going, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How's your game week?
Well, 99 points wasn't the best of game weeks, but somehow I still
99
managed
points is not best of game weeks. People are
I mean,
spoiled.
almost everyone went above the 100 points mark, so I'm a little, I'm a
Bomb.
little, I'm a little bummed by that, but it's all good. I still managed the green arrow. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, I'm happy for that. So I sold Salah, which was a terrible decision in hindsight. I sold Salah for a hit to get Havertz, and then Salah goes on to outscore Havertz in typical fashion. So if I had just left Salah, then I'll probably be over 100. So, but like I mentioned, I've been having like a really good run. I think my rank is currently 300k, 308. So judging
That's pretty
from
good.
where I started off, like I was like 1 million some game weeks ago. So I've really done. I feel like I've done really well.
You've been climbing.
Yep. So not too bad. How about yourself? How's it?
These
How's
days,
your
I think it was just before this pod that I checked my score. Like I've signed out. Like my club,
No, you
we're
can't
done
sign.
till next. We're
No,
done
you
till next season. So I totally
can't.
signed out. I took it.
We're almost at the finish line. You can't sign up now.
Nah, I mean, what? There's nothing. I mean, I'm still playing for the excitement. Like FPL continues to kind of make football fun for me. I mean, being able to watch it on a level playing field and enjoy it. But yeah, I've made some terrible decisions in the FPL this season, which I've definitely learned from. I did take quite the hit. I think I took -16 in the last two game weeks. And going into this new one, I think I'm going to take a -4 again. So I'm just like, I mean, call me the Hitman at this point. But,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
doing it as well. I feel this game week I'm going to be taking -8. So
yeah,
beware, if
yeah.
not
So
more.
it's my learning curve. I think it was a green arrow for me as well. But yeah, I think I kind of dropped lower. I mean, for pretty much most of the season, I was kind of in the, I think between 290, I was oscillating between 290, 290,000 and 300. Now I think I'm in 400 and I'm ranked 410 or something. But
Okay.
yeah, we live and we learn.
Yeah.
But
Now
yeah,
we have the biggest double yet. Or no. Well, the second biggest double. So game week 37. A couple of teams are doubling, so that's what we're going to discuss on the pod today. So take it away.
yeah. So I'm super excited in a way because I think I have most of the players I would want. -4 would work for me because I think I just need to make two transfers. I don't think I'm going to jump on that bandwagon of wanting to just make sure I have every single player doubling because we've kind of
Yeah,
learned from
you're playing your free hit this week. Your bench boost
bench
this
boost.
game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
yeah. So I've learned from it. So the players that my mind tells me to keep. So for instance, the Arsenal assets. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to leave them there. I know they are going to lynch my club,
Yeah.
so I'm just praying it doesn't become an 8-2 situation. But yeah, it's very possible. But yeah, so how are you thinking about it in terms of assets? So we're going to look at each of the assets for the top clubs, or rather the quote unquote clubs that we should be targeting for the bench boost, especially as they have double games. So how are you looking at the City assets? So who would be your selections? I see you already have the two. In fact, I know the three people you probably would be
I
going
have
with.
the three of them, and I don't think
Yeah,
I'm changing any of them. They've been. I mean, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for anyone who didn't captain Haaland last game week. But funny thing was, I was this close to captaining Palmer. My captaincy. I remember when we were having the pod, my boss
yeah,
captain was Palmer, right? But then I was like, the whole world is captaining this guy, and if this guy goes off, like the season is
yeah.
over. So I had to move it to Haaland. Gladly I did because I'm not sure I would have shown my face on this pod.
Nah, it would have been
But
bad. It would
yeah,
have been a major for those that
and then
like.
yeah,
I really
he
feel bad
gave
for
those
those that didn't pick him.
he gave those who were trying to get a sniff at the golden boot. I mean, Palmer, Watkins, Isak. Like he gave them a sniff. Like you guys can come. And just when they were getting close to him, he just
Yeah,
like
he
nah,
cleared.
uh, time for play is over. So he just yeah. I feel like
He
he's in
cleared.
that. You could tell when Pep took him off, he was even upset, and I don't know, he was having a go at Pep for taking him
Mm,
off after scoring 4 goals. Like, I mean, so I feel like Haaland is whoever doesn't have Haaland, just get Haaland, in your team.
okay.
There's a case to be made for KDB because I don't know when KDB and Foden plays, like when they both play together, I don't think Foden is really at his best because he has to like move. Like last game we saw him to the left while Bernardo Silva was on the right. Sometimes he has to be shifted to the right as well. So
Mm,
KDB takes that central position, and uh, it's difficult when um, it's difficult for a Foden owner. So ideally, I would prefer a KDB to Foden, but of course, I can't even afford him if I wanted to. So, and I already have.
that was what I was
So,
waiting for because I'm like, are you that loaded at this point in the season that you'll be able to afford him as
I
well?
mean, so remember last game week I sold Salah for Harvard. So if I didn't have Virgil, I could have just done Salah to KDB, and that would have been
Hmm.
perfect. So ideally, I would say the best three assets are Haaland, KDB, and Virgil and Foden. But since I don't have KDB, I'll just stick with Virgil instead because he's been immense for me as well. Virgil has been, if he's not scoring, he's assisting. Even when they don't keep clean sheets, he always gets returns. So Virgil is great as well.
No, that's
Maybe
pretty
people
much.
want to point on Walker for his minutes. Like Walker, Walker will play both games, 180 minutes, but uh, I don't see any. I don't see any other City assets except these guys. People who have Ederson, I feel terrible for them. But it's something we've seen over and over again in FPL. Like Ederson is just not a good FPL asset. Like for that price, he's not. The guy always finds a way to concede, and that's
Yeah,
literally like one shot on target, and we score him,
it
and
goes
that's it.
in.
At that price, Ederson is not, to me, in my opinion, Ederson is not an FPL asset. So if I had Ederson, I'll probably be looking to switch to maybe a Petrovic or another goalkeeper because I don't see him as an. City will concede, so what's the point? And he doesn't make any saves, so nothing. Yeah,
Mm. So speaking of Petrovic, I see you already have your three Chelsea assets down already.
and I don't like the ones I have. That's the thing. Nicholas Jackson has suddenly remembered his shooting boots and has been hurting my rank ever since. So, but there's no way I can get to Jackson now because I have Gusto, I have Petrovic, and I have Palmer. Gusto, he only played like 7 minutes the last game week. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm grateful for that 1 point. It could have been zero,
Hmm.
right? But I don't see Gusto playing both games. I see him maybe starting one, maybe the game against Brighton. But I don't see
Hmm.
him because I mean Chelsea has kept like back-to-back clean sheets now, so I don't think Poch would want to change um that defense line because we've seen
Yeah.
like a switch now, like a three-man defense: Chaloba, Silva, Badiashile, then Cucurella and Vert in midfield.
Hmm.
I don't think Poch would want to check because apparently it's working. So yeah, I'm wary about Gusto, but at this point I can't. Except I want to take more hits, so I don't see myself doing anything about Gusto. So whoever has Gusto, just beware that you might get sub appearances, but at this point I'm fine
Not
with it.
maximum.
I would like to
Comment.
shout out. So if you still have just maybe two assets and you're looking for a third Chelsea asset, I'll probably go with a Noni Madueke. Um, I feel like he's a solid differential this game week. We've seen him stake a claim for that right wing position. Like so, Palmer is playing in the 10, so Noni is now on the wing, and he looks really on it. So,
Yeah.
and we've also seen him struggle for pens. So if Palmer isn't on the pitch, we know that Noni will take the pens.
Mm.
So at his price, he looks like a brilliant differential. So if I was to have like a free hit team, I'll definitely pick in Noni in my team. Yeah.
Okay. So that kind of like covers it for Chelsea. Next would be I'm just going by the teams the players you already have because I see you're already kind of set up. So Newcastle. So the obvious
Newcastle,
two. I mean, the
yeah,
obvious two are Isak and Gordon.
I feel like everyone has them. Yeah. So, but the third one, that's where the challenge is. I initially had Shah, but then injury just messed me up.
Yeah.
That's why I kept taking hits. So I had Shah, then I had to sell him. Um, People could want to go for a Dan Burn. I don't know. Um, or thing is, I was going to suggest Dubravka, but Nick Pope is back in training. So I know he would want to play in the Euros too. So
Yeah.
he might get his place back. Maybe not in the first game against Brighton, maybe in the United game. So I'll avoid Dubravka or Pope. Someone I'm really, really, really interested about is Wilson. That guy just, I don't know, whether he's coming from the bench or playing 10 minutes or 7 minutes, he knows how to find the back of the net. Like Wilson is just dangerous like that. He's a great differential. And even if he's coming from the bench, I feel like he can do really well this game week. I'm thinking of taking a risk and going with Wilson, even though I know that he's a minutes risk.
Wilson over Isak.
No, no, no. I mean, why would I do? Why can't I have both? I want.
It
I feel
makes
like
sense for you if you don't have
because I don't have
the
it.
likes.
Yeah, I don't have a third Newcastle.
Yeah, so it
Newcastle
works for you.
taking off Muniz because I still have Muniz and I don't want to play him on my bench post. So I'm thinking of taking off Muniz for a Wilson.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Wilson is a great differential at this point. Remember, deja vu. I don't know if you remember what happened last season. Funny enough, it was even at this. I feel like it was game week. I'm not sure what game week it was, but it was something at a double game week as well, where there was the split decision between Wilson whether to go for Wilson or Isak. I remember
Yeah.
going for Wilson and I captained him, and the guy massively
Yeah,
hauled.
true. I remember
So it
that.
feels like we're back there again.
Yeah, I remember that.
Isaac is going for the golden boot, so I'm not sure Wilson will eat into his minutes. Last game we saw both of them start. I don't know
Yeah.
if Eddie Howe will still maintain that formation and start both of but one thing is for sure, both of them, Newcastle gets goals. And either ways, both
They'll
of them will
score.
get goals. I feel like I want to take a punt on Wilson. I know he's injury prone and all that, but I mean, at the end of the season, so if you don't take the risk now,
Yeah.
what else can you do? So I really like the looks of Wilson. Yeah,
Okay. That pretty much covers it. I don't think there's anyone else in the Newcastle setup.
Shooter
I
is also
mean,
back in, so I
yeah,
mean,
but would I want to be taking a punt on
exactly,
someone that is back in training that we're not sure of?
that's a bit
Yeah.
too much.
Then speaking of teams that don't have any form of training, I mean going into
Yeah,
United, I think I want to double this United and Spurs. Like for me, at this point, I don't even think I want to have any of their assets because it's like they both are just weird.
Shit.
Like United is definitely village people, but like Spurs, I
Um,
don't know. And it's very interesting. I mean, and that's why I've kind of enjoyed watching football as a neutral,
yeah.
especially because of what United is showing me. Like I see how Ange Postecoglou's team have kind of lost steam.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I remember him coming out in one of his pressers and saying that he does not have the players he needs or he needs to change.
Did that sound familiar though? It
Yeah, he
reminded
said it at the beginning of the season that clubs should be able to acclimatize to what they have. So I mean, life, like we say, life just be like standing fan and be ceiling fan. When is your turn? Is your turn. But like,
now he's changing
yeah.
it,
So
sounding
his
like
team is not. Yeah. So his team is not really looking like I was looking at my team the other day and I was like, man, Son and Pura are just taking up space.
that's why for the longest time I have struggled to bring in because ideally I need a Spurs. Look at my defense. I need to take off Bradley and Ignore. But I don't see myself getting any like I can't get a United defender. I don't see
Neither. Yeah.
I want to get a Spurs defender. So I'm just like, what do I do?
There's no United defender to get, by the way. So United should be off your list. Like I feel bad for some people that were like I've seen some teams where I mean I see you have Onana, man. Good luck with that, man. You have
Saves.
Onana. I've seen people with Dalo.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
people
like, don't do that to
had
yourself.
Maguire before he got injured. So
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. The only United asset I have is Garnacho, and I think I'm going to Salah him this week. I think he's going to be the midfielder that I'm tossing out the gate this week.
well, he has
But
a double. Why are you doing that?
no, it's not even like no issues with Garnacho. Like I feel like the boy has really ran through his energy bar. Like he's
Yeah.
played this is probably his first full season. He's played more than he's expected to play, for being honest. I can't remember if it was you. I was talking to a friend of mine. I was saying, even look at Foden. Like football has so evolved today. Like Foden is being managed very well by Pep, both from an ego and from a fatigue perspective.
Yeah.
But United, we are where we are. Not blaming anybody in particular at this point because I'm done with that argument. But like, I'm like, the boy should not be playing that much. So I don't even expect him to return. That's my concern with him because
Okay.
he's pretty much banged out. And
Yeah.
there's nobody to even give him the ball anyway. So anybody going for United, for my own advice would be, yeah, you
Just
probably want to pitch your tents
yeah.
elsewhere, not United or Spurs. But again, it's FPL. You never know. You just might be surprised.
Maybe
I
for
mean, in United's case, I feel like
yeah,
there's a lot of pride at stake playing
pride.
Arsenal because I saw an interesting stat. I saw that Arsenal has not lost, which to me self is even damning on Arsenal because I'm like, we've
Eh,
been shit
I
for the
don't I
last.
don't see that stopping them from disgracing the hell out of United in this game. Like Arsenal,
Dude, it's football.
they're not going to the end. They won't take it easy. I say like a 7-8 nil because I don't.
I mean, if it's football, like if they didn't beat you 7-8-0, I mean, why they are not sleeping anyways. But I get you. I get you, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a lot of pride on the line. I mean, if there's a lot
That
of
you,
pride, not even for the coach.
I don't. I didn't see any pride in that team.
It's not for the
Palace,
coach's sake.
Palace were just walking over them. If not of Onana, it could have been worse.
Yeah, but teams have lost with large amounts of goals in previous games. It did not mean that they were whipped the same number of goals in the next game. My point is that everybody has pride. I don't
Yeah,
expect anything from them, but my point is you never know. Garnacho, even if Arsenal scores 20 goals,
yeah.
Garnacho might pop in with two. What's his name? Bruno on penalties might pop in with two.
That's scoring past the Arsenal defense, honestly. Well,
Yeah.
that's even. I feel like I want to get because I'm not interested in United or Spurs defense. I'm thinking of getting an Arsenal defender because yeah, I feel like the clean sheet is secure.
Oh no, I'm talking to my fellow FPLers that probably have United assets because at this point in the season, you also don't want to take a lot of hits like someone like me.
Yep.
So it's not like I'm never recommending Spurs or United assets, but like yeah, if you feel like you want to take a minus hit, I don't think
Yeah,
it's
but
worth.
in my case, I have to take a minus because I need to remove Bradley. I need to remove Ignore. So
Oh yeah,
and
no, but yours
I
is You have
Why
to
would I
take that
pay
hit.
for Spurs or for United? Like,
Oh no,
I would
you're
rather,
definitely not.
yeah, I'd just rather go with an Arsenal
I'll
defense.
rather, I'm actually segueing into the next discussion. There are other people that I'd rather get, like Arsenal
Wait,
assets
before
or
we go
Brighton
there, like,
assets.
let's talk about Richarlison a bit because Spurs are shit. That's okay, but I mean, we saw him come on against Arsenal and score a goal and get an assist. Spurs actually looked better that last 20 minutes that Richarlison came on. So what if he starts this time around? And again, it's against Burnley. Um, yeah, I don't think I don't think they can survive relegation, but Burnley at home, again, you mentioned pride. Richarlison playing in that six, in that number nine position. Um, I feel that's a good point. Yeah,
Mr. Ruben Stoddard, what if I hear? It's the same thing with United that I was saying. For me, Spurs and United assets are a no go. But if you have a Richarlison already and you feel
yeah.
like you want to get somebody that will
That is,
double,
like I'm looking at
yeah,
that half position in my midfield, and maybe I can go Richarlison. I
yeah.
don't know.
But I don't
I
think
think
I
I would
think
have loved
I'd
to
rather
go.
go for an Arsenal assets. Sorry?
Hmm. So you're saying I should keep Havertz?
I'd rather go for an Arsenal asset over a United and Spurs asset right now. I'm just
Okay.
saying if you really need, if you feel the conviction, because I understand how FPL is, because there are
Yeah.
two games, you feel there is
Yeah.
that off chance that they might
Well,
bang a
yeah,
home
I
run.
mean, it happened the
So
last
yeah,
game. I remember that last game week where I think it was game 34, the double, right? And I went with Bruno. Bruno was playing Sheffield, and resisted
exactly.
I resisted the urge of going against, like, going to get a double just because they had a double. I just knew Bruno would haul against Sheffield, and it worked out well for me. I also
Yeah.
went with Watkins because I think he was facing Luton or so. Yeah. And he also beat like Solanke and the likes. So
Yeah.
yeah, we should definitely not forget the single game with guys just because. Okay, yeah, maybe we could keep. Um, maybe we can keep the Arsenal assets. I don't know.
Keep. Are you even saying nobody? Well, I'm not taking out any of my Arsenal assets. They are going to die there. Like double game week or not, they are
Hmm.
going to be there. So definitely, I'm going to keep the Arsenal assets, even irrespective of the double game week. Any punts with the Brighton team because they as well have a double game week.
Brighton is they are just another. I don't know. João Pedro finally scored. In fact, he even missed the PK. It was a rebound he scored. So
Mm.
you know. But then they're doubling. So yeah, if you have, I mean,
If
I
you have
do have.
space,
Yeah, I do have that third spot, but I'd rather go with Wilson over um João Pedro. I don't know. I
mm.
just feel like Brighton, they're on the beach. They're not trying to get anything. They're
Like these
okay.
days, I don't even know who is hot or who. I mean, it used to be a Mitoma.
They're
It
all
was
injured.
either
I know Adingra came back and like helped. I mean, they finally beat Villa at
yeah.
home, which they've never done in a while. So maybe that can spur them on to. Yeah, but they're like low on my priority. I don't think I'm getting any Brighton. Um, maybe in defense. Okay, maybe that's someone I can look into. Dunk, because I know Dunk is like really good on set pieces and he's 100% nailed.
You that is
So
Mr. Data. When was the last time you scored a set piece? I mean, let's be giving us good advice here. You are going with vibes and inshallah. You say you know that it's good with set piece. Who concerned? What's my business?
Dunk is usually good on set pieces.
He's usually good, but does is he returning?
The
That's the
whole team is
question.
just the whole team is just I don't know what Deserby is doing, honestly. I feel like
I
he's
think he's
giving up.
going through. I think he's going through his own period as well because he has
Yeah.
a lot of injuries, and we can't
Yeah.
leave these things. I just feel like football is in a very weird place now. Like especially me as a United fan, like we keep seeing a lot of nonsense talk all over the place. It happens. It's football. It's
Um,
injuries. Brighton, Man City has dealt with it before, but they've learned and they've
I feel
built
like
a squad.
City and Arsenal, they've had it very good with injuries. Like
Yeah,
little
they've got a
stuff.
world class medical team. They've actually built a squad. Like when I think about it, the only teams that have like two players in every position. I think they might not be 100%, but Arsenal and Man City. So it's
Yeah,
no surprise they are where they are and they are doing how well they are doing. So it's left for the other teams to either learn or be left behind.
sure,
So
sure.
speaking of single game as assets, Arsenal takes the cake for me because I've got
Yeah,
two of them already. Probably going to get a third for the final game week just because I want to be heavily doubled for this game week. But are there
it's
any other single? I heard you talking about Salah earlier, and I'm like,
yeah. I
let's
mean,
get into
special
that
shout
now.
out to Salah, who's like he becomes the first player to in history of the game or in the history of FPL to score 200 plus points in 7 consecutive seasons. Like the guy, I feel like his
That's
FPL
his
royal.
business. Why did he not return in the last 3 or 4 games? Is that what? How is that? I don't even understand. Even when all this, I saw an interesting video. I can't remember which of the pods or channels I saw it, where someone gave a beautiful analogy. It was like stats are like bikinis, like when women wear bikinis. That you see what you want to see, and you also don't see what you don't want to see. So I don't even all these people start. I saw it. I was like, what kind of mediocre celebration is this? Is the fifth person? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's actually an achievement. But
Yeah,
when I needed him this season with all the money that I had
yeah.
banked up on him,
Was
he was
pretty
not
on
performing.
for Salah, but then as underwhelming as it is, he's on 203 points. Like
Oga, so you are going to spend 12 point something M.
Foden, wait, hold on. Foden will probably win the, I don't know, player of the year, right? And Foden is on 204 points. Salah has been underwhelming. He's on 203 points.
I don't even understand what you're saying. So are you telling our listeners that if they have 12M now with 2 games to go, they should go and buy Salah?
Saying Salah is FPL royalty. He finds a
Okay.
way regardless. Like
Okay.
bad, I don't know, bad form, whatever. He just finds a way. Playing
Okay.
against Villa and Wolves in the final, especially Wolves in the final game week, I feel like everyone should have Salah because it might be his last time. So, and who knows?
Is there
It's
any
club.
gift they used to give FPL royalty? Maybe like popcorn. Or you know all those plastic or those like wooden awards we do in Nigeria? Let's give him. If I give you an elbow, where was he when we needed him? Where was he when where was
They're,
he? The royal
they're still fighting for the EPL.
please. Don't stress me out. You know, at this point, it's probably even a differential. Like moving on, it's
Yeah.
probably even a differential at this point.
Yeah.
I'm not even, okay. I know he can't be a differential, sure.
So he's
But
like
like
24.7% owned. So nah, it's
you
not a
see,
differential.
but he's kind of like
If you
come on, like
if you really have to go with a single game weeker, just get Arsenal because yeah,
that's it. I can't
they're the
think of
only
anyone else
they're
really.
really fighting for that title, but we know they won't get it. So get
Hmm.
Arsenal
You
players.
never know. You never.
Rice has been brilliant, I must say. Like last game week, it was spectacular again. So Rice, Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, many of them have at it. Yeah,
Okay. So the final cap. Who is your second? I think I know the answer already. Nobody's going to have the liver to try and not captain Haaland.
I mean after scoring 4 goals, I dare anybody not to captain Haaland.
Nah, man. Like I was
I
going to
dare.
ask you who are the other options, which I'm still
I
asking. But
mean,
like,
it's still the same guys, Palmer. But then he's playing away. I don't trust Palmer away from him. He's not well. Not that I don't trust him. He's not as good as when he plays at home. So 2 away games, I don't think he's going to outscore Haaland. But who knows?
mm,
We have Gordon and Isak. They both play. We know how good Newcastle are at home. Like they score a lot of goals. And then if he's United, I mean everybody these days scores 4 or 5
normal level.
past United. So yeah, I really like the good looks of Gordon and Isak, but I don't have the cojones to do that. I know a couple of people went Foden or KDB cap last game week. Of course, they paid dearly for it. So, Son, no, mm-mm. No, I don't know what's up with Son. But then
Best of luck with that, man.
maybe the last game in game week 38, Son against Sheffield, relegated
That
Sheffield.
works.
Maybe, yeah, but definitely
That
not
works.
triple game
Or
because
Richarlison against Sheffield.
that game against City can score like 3 and I don't know. But that's another thing. Getting Spurs defenders, whatever score they get against Burnley, City can take that away.
Yep.
Because I feel like if City put like 4 or 5 past them, it's negative points. So
Yeah. I think my final move will be taking out my taking Poro out, taking off my Spurs asset because I think Man City are going to go ham.
yeah, yeah. Although
So
I mean, they always find it difficult at the London Stadium.
it's Postecoglou's Spurs. People
This
have found
this
it
Postecoglou guy,
decently
I
okay.
don't.
Okay.
The guy needs to come up with it because he can't keep playing like this next season. Nah. Mm-mm.
No, I think everybody is learning. I think probably next season we're probably going to see more of the parking the bus um, methodology coming back because I think this season a lot of coaches are trying to implement their ideas so quick, which there's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with, but like almost like what ETH is going through, like adapt. If you cannot,
that's
the
that's
best,
that's been my problem with Poch. Like, why did
yeah,
he
same,
get 2 game weeks to realize that he could play 3 at the back and invert one of the fullbacks, and then you've sorted your defense? Like,
yeah,
took
just
him
adapt.
forever.
Pack the
So
bus. Like if you don't, you know you don't have the players. So why are you
yeah,
trying to use the players that you do not have to implement whatever style you're trying to implement? It's not going to work.
yep,
But again, it's the Premier League. You don't know what they are telling them. You don't know what their chairmen are telling them that they don't want to see any form of Mourinho's boss in their team. But yeah,
um,
so we'll see.
okay. I think that's it for now. Exciting times ahead. Lots of footy. Let's see how this game week goes. Hopefully, we get like over 100. Typically, double game weeks come with high scores.
Yeah,
So yeah, excited
that's the
excited about.
target.
Yeah, so it's time to, for those with high ranks, time to consolidate. For those who are chasing, take a risk, take a punt. I mean, remember Wilson Isak, deja vu last season. So Captain Wilson.
He's not going to do it.
Anyways, thanks guys for sticking with us. Thanks for listening. If you like this type of content, remember to like, subscribe on whatever platform, well, on YouTube, whatever podcast platform you listen to us. Remember to rate us, share with your friends as well. Shoot us comments, DMs, and stuff. Let's have friendly banter. Till we come your way again next game week, the final game week of the season in Cam. How far we've come.
I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's here
Yeah.
already.
Here's
It's been
wishing you
great.
green arrows. Cheers.
This is the Empty Stands Podcast.